Chapter 34. Porcelli's only complaint-suggestion concerning our set was that it contained too much in the way of oldies, ballads, and, as Porcelli so succinctly put it, weird stuff. He asked that we work up some more top 40 material. Put in some Bee Gees, he said. I fought back my gag reflex. Now, let it not be supposed that I'm some sort of pop music elitist. Au contraire, I've always appreciated the sheer juvenile silliness of American top 40 pop. One of my all-time favorite records is I Will Follow Him by Little Peggy March. It has long been my belief that when the late great Lester Bangs, perhaps the greatest rock music critic ever, though I'm open to discussion and definitely worth a chapter in my book, called rock and roll a lot of raving shit, he meant it as a compliment. I should point out, however, that A, I hated the Bee Gees like the Montagues hated the Capulets, and B, I had always programmed my own act, with assistance from Snooki and conditional power of veto from the boys, and the thought that some overfleshed nightclub owner with garlic breath should tell me what I should and should not sing really made my asshole pucker. And C, Tom Porcelli requested that Johnny Ray and the boys work up some more top 40 material during the summer of '79, the self-same summer that saw Rod Stewart's Do You Think I'm Sexy dominate the top 40. Need I say more? It became immediately apparent that the Blue Dahlia was unlikely to become the artistic apex of my career. The job did, however, promise to pay well. It made Tom Sawyer's look like a charity gig. And Marcia Goldman, self-styled artistic manager, and very possibly the fattest mouth west of the Mississippi, was mine all more for a mere 10% right off the top of our gross earnings at the Blue Dahlia and from any other gigs I might manage to get, through her or not, until the termination of our business relationship. Our contract with Marcia was a three-way handshake between Marcia, Snooki, and myself. Snooks and I were a team, the boys were hired help. Even as I clasped that diminutive hand in my own, I had a creeping hunch that going into a business relationship with Marcia Goldman was comparable to wheeling and dealing with Rumpelstiltskin, using one's firstborn child as collateral. But the thought of exchanging amusing anecdotes with Merv on his nationally syndicated talk show was a strong lure indeed. Thus, had there been a dotted line handy, I likely would have signed up upon it. I didn't see Keith on Thursday, although I and my omelet pan were more than primed for his arrival. He called me on the phone. Hi, babe. Hi, why aren't you here? I was becoming quite possessive indeed. Because I'm already at work. I'm going to be here early for the next week or so. Oh, merde. The last 3 mornings had added whole new dimensions to my concept of breakfast, and I'd already come to expect it. I know. Can I see you tonight? I've got rehearsal tonight until about dawn. And of course, Sawyer's tomorrow night. Of course. So after closing tomorrow night then? I'm likely to be half past dead by then. I'll take that chance, thanks. All right then, can't say I didn't give you my fair warning. My piece? Sure, sailor, have a nice day. You too, I said, feeling my own day had already been, if not entirely ruined, at least badly bruised. Hey, Keith almost whispered. Hey what? Love you, babe, and he hung up. Now, I never did believe that hearts actually skipped beats outside of extreme physical exertion compounded by a previous history of cardiovascular irregularities. I always felt that the phrase, my heart skipped a beat, was just another one of those overwrought, overused, cliched love song metaphors, like, your love has given me wings, or the story in your eyes, or he hit me and it felt like a kiss. How wrong I was. When Keith Keller said, love you, babe, my heart skipped a beat. Or more accurately, it syncopated a beat. It accented the offbeat. The rhythm section in the center of my chest dropped its wanton straight ahead, hump 2, 3, 4 Sousa march beat, and adopted a rhythm something like the old Bo Diddley riff. Chunk, a chunk, chunk, a chunk, chunk. I was up till 2 a.m. that night working with Snooki. We hiked over to Licorice Pizza and bought a fistful of current 45s. They're cheaper than sheet music. And spent the whole night long listening to hit after hit after hit. We finally set aside 10 or 12 possible additions to our repertoire for the Blue Dahlia. Snooki pulled up chord structures out of the air and plucked them out of his out-of-tune Yamaha spinet. And I, ear smack up against the one working speaker, discerned obscure, muffled, mumbled, or otherwise unintelligible song lyrics, writing them down on page after page of a green stenopad when I could figure them out, making them up ad lib when I couldn't. Finally, around 1, Snooki's upstairs neighbor began stomping on his floor, his usual signal that enough was enough already, and Snooks and I adjourned to Tippy's for a late-night bite. I collapsed into bed about an hour later, weary to my very bone marrow, knowing I was going to hate myself in the morning.